I'm here with Chris OConnell that just completed the final live proctor. Congratulations, Chris, you just passed. How do you feel now that you've
Yeah,
become a certified admin and passed the proctored exam?
relieved. I think I've got maybe 2.5, 3 years on the platform, and so it was challenging, right? I appreciate that it's challenging. I've been certified in a lot of different things, and I like when it's a harder certification. I feel it adds more value or credibility to it. So I'm really excited and glad to be in the group that passed.
Awesome. Well, we're definitely happy to have you here. You know how fast this platform moves, 2.5 years, a lot's happened. So just keeping up in itself is an accomplishment. Again, congratulations. What
Yeah.
motivated you to join the admin certification program in the first place?
Well, I think there's always a race of people saying, "Oh, I'm an expert, expert, expert," right? And so for me, getting the validation that hey, we passed the credentials to add value, to perhaps increase our business and be listed or recognized in the directory, so that people have a trustworthy source of a service provider if they need some help.
Exactly. No, and this is horrible seeing those horror stories of people that picked up a job and they get three-quarters of the way down and they just drop them and they come into support and they create more of a snowball effect. So we're really
Yeah.
glad to be able to provide this to you guys. So this is really glad that you jumped in. Can you share a knowledge or skill that you gained during the program that you find most valuable for your role as an admin?
Yeah, I think for me the biggest portion was some of the intricacies with calendars. I don't normally do a lot with calendars, and in the initial training, that was probably one of the areas I think that it strengthened for me. And now with the new types of additional calendars that are there, there's different features or different gotchas between selecting one calendar or another. So for me, I think I got a lot of value out of that. I know the workflows were kind of at the end and stuff, but I'm looking forward to additional levels and APIs and workflows and other things that I deal more regularly with. But I certainly feel better working through the problems and stuff that are in the exam and the training material. I think it's helped me improve my calendar skills.
Awesome. And that's exactly what we're kind of excuse me. So this part is actually the entrance exam into college you get in, and now we're going to start focusing on different skill sets. So 80% of the agencies use 20% of those features. What those features are really are dependent on their day-to-day. So those do vary. So when you touch on some good points like workflows, very flexible, probably the most flexible feature in the app is because it pulls everything in. Calendars are quite complex and they do have the use cases. So we'll be diving more into those use cases. But yeah, now you're going to get access to more of the new courses and skills badges that will be coming, which you cannot get unless you're actually in the program. So thanks for touching on that. Did you encounter any unexpected challenges or surprises during your certification journey? If so, how did you overcome them?
Oh, that's a good question. I think during the training, I went through a number of the lessons and the quizzes, and I found myself going back to the HighLevel support work website and watching the videos to relearn some of those skills that I was weak on. That was one of the things. Um, I think the other thing was maybe just trying to stay organized right during the process. Going through in your exam content, you have a way to kind of check off the tasks that you've done, and I think that's a good way to kind of make use of the efficient time, right, to make sure that you're covering all the stuff you're supposed to.
Love it. For someone considering joining the program, what advice or tips can you give them based on your experience?
That's a good question. I would just say, stay calm, focus, don't dwell on, like you say in there, typos and stuff, right? I think um, the proctor time is not we're always busy, right? But I tend to work slower and more, more carefully than just kind of blasting through it. So for me, it was a little bit of a speed change, right, to try to get in and under the time. Um, I think that's one of the things to just keep cool, keep calm. I found myself doing things like, setting availability in calendars and stuff, and then having to go back and reread what the requirements were, and then going back and changing it. So I did trip myself up with a little bit of double work in there, but I think that's part of the challenge, right? Is to make sure that it's you're following the requirements that the customer asked for. So, I enjoyed that part. I mean, a little trickiness was really, enjoyable, right?
Absolutely. No, and it is like that because when you become an admin or you're in the app every day, like yourself, you're troubleshooting, you're looking around, you need to know app navigation, also awareness of specific features and what they do. So we try to bring it as holistic as possible, but there's only so much you can cram into an hour. So I do appreciate the feedback on that. Uh,
Mhm.
Reflecting on your journey, what stands out most about your time in the admin certification program, emotionally or skill wise?
Hmm. That's a good question. I think just the stress of trying to get through it and pass it, right? I think for me that was one of the things that, I know the platform, I know myself, but I think, getting a positive result on the exam was probably the most stressful piece, right? It's it's something I should be able to do after, getting my experience, but it wasn't, like I say, it wasn't easy, right? So um, I think that's one of the things that, kind of drove me to, really think about it, right? So
I appreciate that, Chris. Again, congratulations. I'm going to admit you into the official community of other certified program, other certified users like yourself. Also get you access to the directory, so get your name and listings up there, and then make sure you set up your LinkedIn account as well with that. And congratulations again, and all the best.
thank you, appreciate it, Michael.